Hello, Clashers, and welcome back to a brand new episode of The Culture Clash. Happy Friday to all of you. I am a little tired. It feels a little bit like the day after Christmas. It's the weekend after Beyonce, and I know that we're all feeling a little bit tired. Shout out to everyone that I saw at the concert, everyone that I saw out, and everyone that I saw having fun. It's a week of rest, a week of a little depressed, but I'm also really excited because I have a co-host that I have never met in my life. I listen to her podcast all of the time, and I feel like she's that best friend that I FaceTime all of the time, but I've never met her in real life. So she just showed up to the studio. We are filming, and we literally cannot stop talking. We have so much to talk to you guys about, and I am so excited to have her here. She runs a fabulous podcast here in the city called Sex in the Cincy. It's a podcast, well, I'll let her tell you all about it. Please help me welcome my very, very fabulous co-host, Lolli.
Hello. Thank you.
Hi, beautiful. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here. You have no idea.
I am so excited that you're here.
Yeah.
You're wearing pink.
Of course.
I'll show you what's pink. My Cosmopolitan.
Of course, in your
Cheers.
little sockies.
And my sockies. Shoe
sockies.
cam. We need to have a shoe cam. That's on our
Please.
thing to do next time because your shoes are fabulous too. I'm not gonna make you lift your
you.
leg up, but thank you for coming onto
Thank
the
you.
show.
Oh, of course. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay. So before we get into the podcast
Yeah.
and everything that you are all about, I
Right.
want to ask you something that we
Okay.
always ask our co-hosts.
I know.
It kind of just tells me everything about you.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Now I'm scared.
It's going to set the tone. I'm telling you.
Oh, my gosh.
So the question is, who is your number one diva?
Okay, so as of recently, I will say it changes for me. My music mood changes all the time.
That's
So,
okay.
like, so right now, I don't have it done, but I have the Sabrina cut.
Oh.
I've got the layers. I've got the volume. I'm trying to do something sleek tonight for you.
It looks
I tried.
fantastic. So good.
I'm a Sabrina girly.
A Sabrina girly. I
Yes.
love. That is the first
Yes.
time that someone has said Sabrina, and I love that.
Okay, the fact that someone just said Lady Gaga for the first time is like a little bit like I'm shook.
Thank you.
Like, come on.
Thank you. Tell these people out here.
Yes.
Because when we started the show, we were all like, okay, well, every single person is going to say Lady Gaga.
Right.
But it took 2 seasons, the second episode, for someone to say Lady Gaga.
So
thank you
crazy.
for appreciating that.
Yes, of course.
And also thank you for just giving a shout out to Sabrina.
Of course.
She is somewhat new.
Yes.
Not new.
Right.
She's been around. She's been working really hard.
Totally.
But it's good to see just like all of her work paying off.
Right. I think so too. I feel like she also has such a raw energy about herself that she's so unserious. And that is, I embody unseriousness.
We love that.
So, like, I just love her. I think she's great.
Well, that's why I'm here doing this
take it.
episode, doing the show, because we're all
Yeah.
about unserious.
Yes.
Good. Did you watch the Met Gala? Did you see her look?
No, I did not.
You did
But which look was that for her? Because I do run through all the photos. I love seeing people's opinions.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was that brown bodysuit.
suit.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What did
Okay.
you think?
I did really enjoy it. I think that she has such a classic pastel look about herself that this was kind of shocking for me. But I did like it. I enjoyed it.
I thought she looked really, really pretty. I thought she looked
Mm-hmm.
amazing. I have talked to a few co-hosts in the past.
Yeah.
And I love this like reference of her referencing all pop stars and all of these ideas.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what's next for her.
I want to see more of her versus
Exactly.
her trying to reference other people because she does do that so often. I want to see
Yes.
who Sabrina is, you know?
Clap if you agree. Clap if you agree. I totally agree with you. She's on the right path. Have you seen her in concert?
I have not seen her like live, but I've watched like,
So basically, you
yeah,
have.
she's beautiful.
Great.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I have not seen her live, so
Yeah.
maybe is she touring anytime?
I don't know. I know she just finished her short and sweet, which I want to get that tattoo so bad because
Really?
I'm 5 feet flat. And
So-
I think I'm sweet. I'm Lolli.
Exactly. You are Lolli.
It's like, come on.
You'll have to get it.
I know.
Yes,
But
that
that'd
would be
too weird,
amazing.
the haircut and the tattoo, though. It might be a little bit.
Who cares? Who cares? I had a
Right.
roommate back in college whose car license plate said Gaga's, and we drove around in that car feeling
Yes.
our little monster.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Oh my gosh, 2016, 2015, like that whole era, like she's back. Like she is so back right now, and I'm so ready for it.
Gaga is so back. She is mother to the
Yes.
gays, to everyone out there. She really
Bow.
is mother.
Bow.
Bow down to her. I mean, I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again because I'm not mad. I'm glad that she's having success.
Yes.
But her tickets have skyrocketed.
Right.
The
Yeah.
cheapest ticket that you can find is $500.
Oh my God.
I'm like, girl.
Like, we get it, but honey.
But
like,
honey.
we're saving our coin.
We're trying to, in this recession,
We're in this recession?
but that's okay. If anybody's looking for a kidney, I'm looking for a ticket.
I'll put that on my story for you.
Put that on your Craigslist, whatever it is.
We got it.
Yes, if anybody has an extra ticket,
Oh my
I have a
gosh.
kidney, I have a liver. I don't know if you want my liver after this weekend.
No, really. No, those Cosmos too are strong.
Girl.
So I'm feeling it and I'm loving it.
You know.
I really appreciated her outfit though. I don't know what year. I want to say circa 13 or 14. I know she's like 23, but she came out in a dinosaur egg. And I thought that was the coolest. And I watched an interview of her and she was saying how she loved that costume because she needs that time before, because her battery will get drained talking to people and like being, turned on for the cameras. And then she has to go and perform. She's like, that was my best performance because I was in this egg.
In this egg.
Not having to talk to anybody. And I'm like, that is so real.
I remember her walking into the red carpet. I can remember, I think it was the Grammys?
Yeah.
Something like that. And
Yeah.
she like walked in an egg and
Yeah.
people were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But that's just mother.
It's so her. It's so Gaga coded and I absolutely love it.
And someone who like talks for a living, like sometimes you just
Oh my
need
gosh.
to wooza.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Good. Okay, so let's talk about your podcast because I really, really love your podcast.
Thank you.
I listen to it all the time.
I'm so glad.
Like I said, I've never met you, but I feel
Yeah.
like you and I FaceTime
Right.
every time I
Yeah.
listen to your podcast. So tell the girls what your podcast is all about.
Yeah, so it's all about the whirlwind and fun side of dating. Because even though we all have those horror stories, like, babe, I have so many bad stories, but I want to bring back the fun of it, you know? Because especially if you think of like Sex and the City, the TV show, right? We're watching it, and I think a lot of us want that like big single experience. That's what rom-coms are for.
Yeah.
And I think that I want to romanticize the being alone and being in your, I guess, just power single, and knowing that it's so fine to be in your 30s and being single and loving it, So getting those stories out there so that we can have some relatability, because, honey, Cincinnati is small, so we've all dated probably the same people. You know what I mean?
Girl, no tea, no shade, but I'm sure you and I have.
Yes.
And they haven't even told you.
And see, that's what I'm here for.
Yes, they have.
love.
Yes. I love that you say that because every time I have someone in the podcast or every time I meet someone and they're like, well, just Cincinnati is so boring. I'm like, honey, you're boring.
Yeah, you're in the wrong side of Cincinnati, honey.
There are crazy people
Yeah.
out there to go on a date with
Yes.
so that you can FaceTime your friends and be like, girl, let me tell you what happened.
Yes, absolutely. And like I think that when you go into a date, especially a first date, this is not I really hope that they like me. Honey, I hope I like you.
Yes.
And you're either gonna give me some like good tea for the podcast that I can use
Exactly.
later. Like, can I
Exactly.
write off this bill? I'll take the check.
Yes. When I was in my 20s in college,
Yeah.
there was a joke among my roommates because they were like, oh, he'll bring leftovers. Because I was going on a date every other day just for free food.
Yes.
You got to take advantage of these men because they ain't shit.
Okay, I struggle with that though so much, where I don't pay, like I typically pay because I feel
No.
weird. I know. And I can't, I literally get into the date and I'm like, I'm gonna let him pay. Then it comes to it and I don't. Why do I do that?
You're picking the wrong people.
I
First of all,
know.
as a woman, you
Yes.
never pick up that tab. In fact, I'll give girls a little tip.
Please.
When that bill comes, you look at it and you grab your lip gloss. If he does not pick up the bill, you go to the bathroom and leave.
Yeah.
You'll pick up that bill either way. It's up to you if I'll see you again or not.
Can I keep you in my back pocket?
Please. I'll keep me in the back of your mind.
Literally, a little AirPod.
And for gays, it's a little different.
Right.
I have a rule. If I ask you, then I'm going to pick up the tab.
Okay, yeah.
If you ask me to go and meet up with you, I'm expecting you to pick up the tab.
That makes so much sense.
If you say like, oh, can we go halfsies? And you ask me, sure.
Right.
I'll never see you again.
That makes so much sense.
I think it's about being a gentleman, and I am all about being progressive and
Right.
equality.
Right.
But I also believe in chivalry, and I also believe that straight men should be picking up the tab every single time.
Thank you.
Can
that be a clip?
That is a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Straight men, pick up the damn tab. I don't care how progressive the world is.
Yeah.
It is about chivalry. It is about you letting that person know, like, I care for you, I
Yeah.
am excited that I got to meet you,
Right.
and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I go into the date thinking every time, like, I'm not going to do this time, I'm not going to do this time. And then I open my mouth and I'm like, oh, no, it's okay. I got it. Then they're always like, oh, are you sure? And if they ever, like, combat me on it, I'll be like, whatever. But
No,
I know. Why
never.
do I do that?
Just sit there and be pretty. You,
Thanks.
girls, do not pick up the tab. Now, after you have been dating,
Yeah.
it's okay. And even my mom will yell at you.
Wow.
Oh, my mom said, in fact, like the other day,
Yeah.
my brother and I went out to dinner, and my brother jokingly said, like, hey, mom, do you ever pick up a tab? And she said, hey, do you ever pick up a dish at home?
That's so good.
And
Yeah.
you want this conservative life,
Yeah.
then you got to pay for it.
Yeah, there you go. That
My
makes
mom
sense.
never carries cash. She never carries money.
Right. I should leave my card at home.
And yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That'll actually help me maybe to like leave it at home so I don't.
Just
Because I have Apple Pay if the fool like absolutely does not.
right. It's a whole no, but it
Yeah.
is no.
Right.
Next time you're going on a date, you text me.
Okay, I will.
I'm gonna go sit next to you.
You'll be peeping over like with the menu. You'll be watching me.
If I see you pick up the tab, oh, I'm flipping that
I know,
table.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So, ladies, do not pick up the tab. That is
Yes.
a man's job.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I said,
I love
I
it.
love and believe in equality.
Yeah.
But there are things that should remain the same way.
Yeah, and even like sometimes if we go to like a really nice restaurant, I'll be like, yeah, you get the dinner, I'll grab our drinks tonight or something. Or like,
Yeah.
and I don't mind doing something like that, but I tend to just pick up the whole thing.
Oh no,
And
no,
I
no.
don't know why I do that.
No. I love that you are a strong, independent woman, but that needs to show in other ways.
Right. That's
Yeah.
so true.
So-
I love that actually. That needs to show in other ways because I think that it might also be that mental head trash of like what I'm worth versus like I'm here, like I'm taking my time out of my day because I'm a busy woman.
Exactly.
Sabrina, busy woman all the time.
Exactly.
So, you know.
You have to understand that you are the price.
Right.
And as much as I like love the progressiveness, men hate that.
Right.
At the end of the day, men wants to feel in
Yeah.
control. I always tell my
Yeah.
straight girlfriends, the day you learn the game that straight men are playing, is the day you learn, is you win.
That's why I'm like having all these first dates and no callbacks.
You, listen, you have to make them feel
Yeah.
inferior to you.
Wow.
You have to let them feel that they are taking care of you.
Yeah.
Do you ever listen to Shira7 on TikTok?
No.
Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady?
No.
Shout out to anyone who is a Sprinkle Lady fan.
Yeah.
You have to, I'm going to send it to you.
Please. Yeah.
She tells you all about getting your money.
Okay.
Because sometimes women feel bad about using men for their money.
Right.
But she said, men will never feel bad for using your body.
That's, oh my gosh. The amount of times that I have given my body versus gotten flowers is disturbing.
Which is fine. If
You
you want
know?
to give your body, it's
Of
fine.
course, yeah, absolutely.
Like that is all you.
Absolutely.
Like you to you.
Yeah.
But let men, yeah.
Yeah. My ex of 5 years, I could probably count on one hand how many times I got flowers from him. So, you know,
Straight men just don't get
I
it.
don't get it.
The easiest thing is to get flowers for your girlfriend. In
I
fact,
love a bi man. Let me just tell you. Like,
Oh,
I just had this conversation with my friends. I don't think that I can date a hetero man. Like, I need
Oh.
someone that's probably bisexual because I'm sorry, but it's been like the best time of my life.
to date someone who's bisexual.
Yes, because I'm on my third right now and I'm obsessed with it and I don't think I can go back.
I love that. You know why? Because they're in touch with their femininity.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
They understand.
Yes, like, oh my gosh, one night we were watching Love is Blind on my couch, and we were doing, like, our nails with each other, and then we made out, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever done.
Perfect.
We're at, like, a bottle of wine, Love is Blind, doing our nails, we make out. Are you joking?
Perfect.
Please.
I mean, that sounds amazing.
It's so good.
Amazing. So you have dated bi men.
Oh, yeah, I'm also bisexual myself.
So you're bisexual.
Yes.
Okay, so you're a part of the community.
Yes.
Love that. How is it dating? Because a lot of the time, it really all comes down to like social rules where
Yes.
even females, it's like, oh, well, if you're bi, you're too feminine for me.
Yes, absolutely.
And I have always said this, and this is a very serious thing. Straight men are not afraid of homosexuality. They're afraid of femininity.
That is,
Have you ever seen a straight man go off about a lesbian?
right.
They don't care.
Oh my gosh.
They
could not
never care. But if they see a flamboyant boy,
because they gave up their masculinity.
And at the end of the day, masculinity is something that in the world we strive for. Not because it's good, not because it's
Right.
better, but it's simply because it's safer.
Right. Oh, that is like such a tea moment.
Oh, that's tough to tell you.
Oh,
But I
great.
love that so you're dating a bisexual man currently?
Yes. Yeah. Casually.
Casually.
Yeah. I'm dating everyone, like I say.
As
you know?
you should. We were just,
Dating, not sex, but we're dating.
we were just talking about you love being single.
Yes.
I love being single until I have to go to the clinic.
Literally.
And
I'm a regular.
and you're like, oh, hey girl. You know?
Oh my god. Also, okay, I don't know if this is a weird off topic, but like condoms with hetero men, big no.
Oh, they hate it.
They hate it.
They hate
and
it.
I don't have to worry about a thing with
Yeah.
bisexual. However,
They,
it's been great.
they always do. They are
great.
fine with protecting
Beautiful.
themselves.
Yes, and I think like that's you also taking care of me.
Yes.
You know, because you're just thinking about your selfishness in that point versus like my care. I'm like, you're not gonna have a good time with me if I feel like you don't care about me.
Exactly. And
You know?
5 minutes of pleasure, it is not worth
Oh my
something
gosh.
that will last for a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not to shame anyone because STIs are completely normal.
100%. They
We've all
happen.
been through it.
Oh, please.
We've all been through it. A penicillin shot will take care of it.
Oh, yeah.
But it is about being responsible and caring
Yeah.
about your partner's
Yeah.
your partner's feeling good and being good
Absolutely.
with themselves.
Yeah, and I think normalizing too that sex is normal and sex is supposed to be fun. And I think
Yes.
that's a big reason why I had this podcast, because the way I was raised as sex was like, you don't talk about it. I didn't know half of the things about sex. And so now it's like, I want us to have those conversations. I don't want to feel awkward, you know, talking about it with my partner. You know, why can we do it but we can't talk
Yeah.
about it? Where does that make any sense?
Very much so.
You know?
I also grew up in a very in a family where it was like you couldn't even say the word penis. You know, like it was like
Wow.
ooh, like it was very reserved and quiet. And I've also have felt like that, where it's
Yeah.
like it's okay to talk about sex.
Right.
Now, you grew up here in Ohio?
Yes.
Where in Ohio?
In Lebanon. So,
Lebanon, so
yeah.
not far from here.
No.
Yeah. And have you been to Cincinnati? Like, obviously, you have been to Cincinnati. How long ago did you move into the city?
2023 was when I moved downtown.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So super close. Where did you live
Yeah.
before?
I lived in Independence, Kentucky. So, like the suburbs. I had the house and the white fence and the, you know.
Were you dating someone at the
We
time?
were, yeah, we were in a long term relationship, 5 years. No ring though, so the name of my name was not on the house. So, smart. So, anybody who is with a partner, if there's no ring on that finger, do not put your name on that title. Just saying. Title, is
not.
that the word?
Yes,
Something.
I agree. Yes, I agree. So then, just suddenly, you just said, "This is not for me."
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I was literally, while our house was being built, we were staying with my mother-in-law, his mom, and I watched Sex and the City for the first time. And there were so many things that I was like, I am so young. At this time, I'm 26. I'll be 30 this year. I'm so young. Like, these women are just figuring out their lives, and I am with this man because I think it's what I'm supposed to do, you know?
Yeah.
And it was honestly my single awakening that I am not too old to go back out there.
No.
I was 26, honey. What?
Wow. So at 26, you just said, "I'm out,"
Yeah.
and never looked back.
Never looked back. It's funny because there was a lot of, like, especially at the beginning of the relationship, there was a lot of, like, infidelity and stuff that I overlooked because I felt safe and it was just a whole thing. And then I just kind of came to my power of, like, this will not be my story. I'm not going to be stuck with somebody that doesn't respect me or love me in the way that I feel like I deserve, you know, of course. And anybody deserves to be loved, so.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
With you saying that, I want to get into something so stupid, but something that will
do
be
it.
so relatable. Just hang on. Who is your favorite Sex and the City character? Who do you like identify with the
Yes, 100%. So I am Samantha, for sure, with Carrie's style and Carrie's tendencies in a relationship, which I am unlearning.
Okay.
For sure.
most? I have a really hot take, and the
Yeah.
reason why I wanted to ask you this is because growing up, I watched Sex and the City. I did not watch Sex and the City because it came out in early 2000s. I
Right.
was 11.
Yeah.
But my very first exposure to Sex and the City was the movie. And after the movie, I really just dove in and like,
Yeah. How
watch-
could you not?
How could you not? And back in the day, saying that you identified with Carrie was such a flex.
Yes.
It was such a flex of like, oh, you are the main character. And now in 2025,
Yep.
We are all hating Carrie.
Yep.
We're all saying that she's the worst
The
character.
narcissist.
But I have a hot take.
Yeah.
We all hate her because we are her.
We are her.
If you think about Samantha, Charlotte, and Miranda, they all have boundaries.
Yes.
That they never let men cross.
Right.
They are exactly who they are. Even Charlotte.
Yeah.
She knows exactly what she wants and she's not willing to compromise.
No, she never had a casual relationship other than with Mr. Pussy, but that's the only casual blip she had.
But that was her stepping out of her boundaries, and she never ever did. When it came to Carrie,
right,
every man was stepping on her boundaries.
Yes.
She was buying shoes and going in debt just to make sure that she fulfilled this fantasy for a man.
Right.
So that's why we all hate her.
Yeah.
Because we're all somehow feel identified with Carrie.
Yeah, she's a mirror. She really is a mirror, because I definitely ran into that feeling of for instance, in my last relationship, I've always really liked cars. So growing up, I loved working on cars with my dad and stuff like that.
Wow.
So I've always enjoyed the car scene. Well, when I got into my relationship, he bought a Subaru STI, which is a really nice car. So then I went and I got a Subaru WRX because I was like, well, if he's going to drive that, then I'm going to drive this. That was very disingenuous to myself because I know I was trying to flex for him when in no need did I need his approval in that way. But that was a very expensive pair of shoes. Same situation.
But we've all done it.
We've all done it.
We've all gone, on that
car.
Yeah.
For a man. Who does that?
We've all done it.
Carrie does.
Maybe not a car, but we have all done something crazy that we're just like, that was not me.
No.
That was far from being me.
Yeah.
But I was trying to please and I was trying to fulfill this relationship or this fantasy that I thought would make me happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that. Oh my God, I am a huge Sex and the City fan. Like I said, I can quote every single episode.
Yes.
The outfits that Carrie wore were,
oh my gosh.
her body was always tea.
Oh, so tea. She could wear things. She could literally wear things that weren't a moment, but they were a moment because it was worn by Carrie.
Oh yeah.
That was beautiful.
And she made such huge designers, such big names, and I love the movie.
Yeah, dropping Vogue and having actual designers involved in the show was amazing.
Do you watch And Just Like That?
Oh yeah, yes. So I have watched the first season so far.
Okay.
But I'm actually currently going through all of the seasons because I don't know why I'm like this, but I want to rewatch everything before I watch the next.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm really excited, but it's definitely I like that they've modernized the technology where now it's a podcast versus the blog, right? So she's having to adapt and all of that, but I've only seen the first season. But
okay, the second season is good. I think that it's nothing revolutionary,
right.
But I just love, I know that a lot of people hate on it, but I really enjoy it. I think it's a good way of keeping up with the girls. I'm really sad Samantha's not back.
I know. All that drama and that tea is just really hard.
She truly is the best, and she truly just taught us to love ourselves.
Yes.
She was way ahead of her time.
Oh my goodness. The fact that she was so body positive, and I remember there's one scene, all the girls were sitting around eating Chinese food. They're looking at the magazines. They're like, oh, I wish I had her thighs. Oh, I wish I had her nose. And Samantha's like, I'm happy with myself. They all kind of give her a dirty look.
Yeah.
But it's that is empowerment. She was so happy with herself. And even though she was 5 or 10 years older than all the other girls. And she had the most confidence.
She was just so confident about herself. I actually recently just watched the episode where she was actually trying to get her girls done.
Oh, yeah.
And she finds out she has breast cancer.
Yeah.
So, sometimes a little bit of, I wouldn't say insecurity because that's not a word that I would describe Samantha.
Right, yeah.
But the show is just amazing. And I
is.
really urge everyone who's never watched it to just go and watch the movie.
Yes.
And then you'll want to watch the entire episode. I actually have it. You see that?
Do
It's right
you?
there. Yes,
That's so fun.
Yes, I have the entire season.
Oh, I love that. I feel like it should be mandated. You turn 25, you have to watch this show.
Girls would understand a lot.
They would.
Girls would understand a lot, and they would know that it is not about the approval of a man.
Yes.
It comes down to the approval of you, who you want to be, who you are to the world.
Right.
And that's the fabulous thing about
Absolutely. Decentralizing, the people in our lives who, we are who bring the happiness and the love into our lives, not the exterior.
And not only love, also glamour, also freedom. Everything that you want is within yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if you project it, the world will realize that you have it.
I walk differently, honestly. Like, even like my fashion, like my style. I go to Kroger and I'm like walking because I'm like strutting my stuff down to Kroger, and I make sure what's on my body makes me feel good, And
I have a quote that I always tell my friends.
Yeah.
My delusion is my reality. And if I am walking down Kroger and I feel like I'm wearing Manolos,
yes,
that's my reality.
Absolutely.
And no one can bring me down from it. And when I live in my delusion, my reality is so much happy for everybody else.
Oh, that's so true.
So never ever apologize for being delusional.
Beautiful.
Or for just feeling yourself.
Yeah.
What other reality shows do you like?
Ooh, okay. So Love is Blind is a big one. I love the dating shows.
Love is Blind. Okay.
think that
You
one's
love
so fun.
dating.
I do.
You just love the dating
I
scene.
know. I'm so dating coded, but I also
Love
love being
that.
single. So I was like, I actually just did a dating hiatus, so that was kind of fun for like 60 days. But we're off now. But I think Love is Blind is really good. Desperate Housewives, or I'm sorry, not Desperate Housewives. What is it? The Housewives of Salt Lake City, like you call
Housewife. Yeah,
Yes.
the Real Housewives of Salt
Love
Lake
that
City.
one. Yes, love that. But I really love old reality TV as well. Like, I feel like that's just kind of early 2000s was just such a time,
The early 2000s.
Lisa
It really
Vanderpump.
raised me. It gave
Lisa
me
Vanderpump.
body dysmorphia.
I'm watching all of the America's Next Top Model right now.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Tyra was awful.
She was awful.
She was trying to prepare these girls for World War II.
Terrible.
It
Terrible.
was crazy, but we loved it.
I know.
And we somehow thought, now it's interesting where we will be in in 15
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
and think about the shows and the trends that we have today, and then we'll be
Right.
like, were they the right thing?
Like, what was that?
What were we doing?
I was a scene kid, so I had the layers and the bangs, and I was like, so I wasn't allowed to color my hair, but I dyed my hair with Kool-Aid because I was like, I want red and blue hair. Like, I'm naturally black. My hair is naturally black, believe it or not. And so I was like bleaching little pieces of my hair so my parents wouldn't see, and I'd like Kool-Aid it. It was a whole thing.
Were your parents strict?
Very strict, very conservative, very strict, religiously, and all of that. So
Really?
yeah.
Do they know that you're such a free-spirited person?
I think that they might have an idea now. Because I chose a different path, they kind of no longer in my life and everything. It's been that way since 2017. So, it's kind of my new reality. But also I've kind of learned that what I want in my immediate life, in my immediate circle, has to fit, who I am and who I believe is, what I believe is right, so.
And as long as you're happy, those people that would always be happy for you will come back around.
Absolutely, yeah.
You cannot, we just talked about the car that you just bought, the Manolos that Carrie bought, or the things that we've all done for a man or for our family.
Oh, yeah.
Or the people that surround us. And you will never be able to be happy until you truly do the things that make you happy for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just even like the mindset dysmorphia that I had and what I had to unlearn, because I knew at such a young age, I was like, that's not right, and it was such an interesting thing to try and fit their mold of what they believed was right. And then now coming into being, a sexual person and loving to be open about it, that is why Sex and the Cincy really happened, because I want to normalize these conversations because it was so hush-hush in our household, So I think being able to bring an element of normality to it is nice.
I can only imagine. I mean, I remember the very first time I saw two men kissing.
Yeah.
It was such a duality where I was like, wow, I find this hot,
Yeah.
but also like this isn't right, and I feel like I'm gonna go to hell. Because I had been growing up with this mentality that being gay is wrong and that a man should love a woman.
Yeah.
But here I am, and it's this conflicting story.
Yeah.
And I grew up, my parents are very Catholic, they're very Latino. They love everything that I am now.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
that's so awesome.
But I'm learning all of those things, and I still find a lot of things that I am unlearning.
Isn't that crazy? Where all of a sudden, something will happen, and it'll just be this little ping of maybe not even guilt, but maybe just it's crazy.
It's crazy. I remember when I was a little kid, there will be comments, like very sexist comments towards women, and I was just like,
Yeah.
why?
Why?
And every time I question it, someone will be like, just shut up.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to ruffle feathers?
Right.
This world has been fine with men
Yeah. being
being on top and men running this world. Why are you questioning?
Right.
But deep down in my life, I was just like, wait, this isn't right. I grew up in household full of men,
Yeah.
wonderful men. But all of my role models were always women.
Right. Wow.
I looked up to my grandmas. I looked up to my mom and my aunts. And one day, my dad and my brother and a few family members, we've had a few drinks. And I said, I never found it fair that my brother got to feel that my grandpa and all of his uncles were his heroes.
Wow.
And that everyone idolized that.
Yeah.
But when it came to me idolizing my mom and every single female in my life, you made me feel like I was wrong.
Wow.
When in reality, these women have been in front of everything.
Yeah.
And has made us who we are. But we always want to give credit to men. And I
Right.
never understood that. I never understood why my grandma had to make dinner.
Yeah.
Why my grandpa had to come and just sit down. Like, I understood he was tired.
Oh my gosh, right.
So a lot of those comments got me in trouble.
Yeah. That's so amazing.
But today I'm so happy that I never let that
Yeah.
get in the way. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is how I feel. I don't give a shit.
Ooh, you stay true to yourself.
I really did. And
Yeah.
nowadays I tell my brother, I have a niece who I love so much,
Yeah.
and many, many nieces of friends and close ones, that I'm
Right.
like, baby, you are just as strong,
Yeah.
as important as your brother and everyone in your family.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's in between your legs.
Yeah. What did Tupac say? He said, "Why do we got our name from a woman? We got our life from a woman. Why do we like hate on our women?"
Yeah.
Like that's where it came from.
Well, allegedly Tupac was very gay.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
flamboyant. And I mean, now that you're seeing this whole Diddy scandal coming
Yes.
out, all of these rappers being so gay,
Absolutely.
but behind closed curtains,
Right.
it's so gay. And
Yeah.
when I tell you, the straight man, I don't believe in heterosexuality.
Thank you. Can I just say that is such a snap moment for me.
Yeah.
Such a snap moment.
I believe that we're all in the spectrum.
Yes.
And I believe that, like, I am gay. I am gay, and there's always a side of me who's curious about, like, ooh, what is it like being with a woman?
Right.
Curiosity.
Yeah.
But that curiosity has never reached over for me to want to do something.
Right.
But that is my part of being not gay.
Yeah.
That is my part of being in the spectrum that I believe every straight man has.
Yeah.
And I've always said that straight men are straight like spaghetti until you heat them up. Because I cannot,
Yes.
I cannot tell you the many times that it's been one drink and they're like, well,
What would happen?
I'm
Would it
like-
be so bad?
and they'll be like, I'm so drunk. I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, you're not. We've had the same amount of drinks.
Sit down.
Sit. And where you want to sit is on
Yes.
my face.
Amen.
But I'm just, and if the world was just so much more free to accepting
Right?
bisexuality, and people's
Yes.
sexuality will be so much better, including women.
Yes, absolutely. It's so interesting that you say that, though, because I have this question that I love to ask when I'm on a date, especially a first date, just because I'm not wasting my time anymore. I'm not going to wait till the third or fourth date to ask those, like,
Word.
hard questions, because you're wasting my time, So I'm very open about, like, bisexuality, because if a man is not, if I get this face of, like, you can see it for a split second. You can see it for a split second of, like, oh, and if there's any hint of that,
You're out.
I'm out. And if I get like, oh, that's cool, or I get like a good conversation out of it, typically I'll say like, so where do you fall? Like, what do you view yourself? And I'll get I will get the, I'm straight, but, and I'm like,
Love that.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
We love that.
It doesn't mean that you're going to go and hook up with another man.
Absolutely.
It just
Yeah.
means that you are open and flexible to understanding
Yes.
that our sexuality is so much more complex.
Yes, and that's why I'm really enjoying, sounds so bad, but I'm really enjoying not dating straight men exclusively anymore, because it's just a whole new world has been opened up to me, because I'm also coming to kind of terms with my bisexuality, because I was so, taught that it was just so wrong that I didn't even question if I was straight or anything. My first crush was with a girl. My first sexual experience was with a woman.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was 14, so I'm like,
That's okay too.
yeah, so I didn't know, but it was such an interesting, now as an adult, being able to verbally, say it out loud and being so excited to,
and not feel afraid to just be who you are.
Yeah.
To straight up, just if you see a beautiful woman or a beautiful man, just be like, you're this, you're
Absolutely.
that. There is no shame in it. And if the word, I also like a lot of homosexuality comes from women. A lot of phobia, a lot of homophobia comes from women.
Okay.
And a lot of the reasons why straight men could never come out is because a lot of the time that you talk to a straight woman, they'll be like, oh, I would never date a man who's
Yes.
too flamboyant. I would never date a bi man.
Yes. I just had this conversation with my last guest 2 weeks ago. It was like one episode before this. If you want to watch it, it's one with, his name is Emmett, and it's called We Made Out After This, which we did. But he said that he went to a gay bar with his friends, and he's like, if I ever told a girl that on a date, she would let me have it, so I don't tell them that. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's the type of women that you're dating then. And I called him out for it. I was like, that's the type of women then that you're seeing, because trust me, we love it.
And let me tell you, straight men, to those women that said, I've only dated straight men, no, you haven't. You think you have.
I
but
love that.
I guarantee you that 9 out of 10 men that you have dated,
Right.
men are nasty. Men are nasty, and men are always thinking about sex.
I love it.
And you know that men will sleep with anything that moves and has a wig on.
Oh.
Well, that's just the fun of dating. You never
Yeah.
know what you're going to find. I encourage everyone to just be more open about their sexuality. Be responsible. That is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Be responsible. Be truthful to people. And I think it's just so amazing. You cannot just put yourself in a box and be like, I only like this type of food.
No. And then also try to stay to that for whatever reason. You know what I mean? If you're not willing to even have a conversation about it, you know, maybe look into that, because there might be something deeper that is there resonating for so long that you don't even know is there.
So let me give you and everyone at home a tip.
Yeah.
If you ever go on a date and you say something gay, and your man comes up with a little homophobic joke, girl, that's a red flag.
Oh my God.
Your man, because let me tell you something.
Yeah.
If you come up to me and you give me something that has nothing to do with me, I'm not even going to care to talk about it.
Right.
But if that man goes on about how, like, homosexuality is wrong and this and that,
Yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
keep an eye on your wigs. Keep an eye on your wigs, because he might get into it. He might get into it. I could talk to you about like dating and sex. Where's a fun place to go in Cincinnati? Where's your best place to go on a date in Cincinnati?
Okay, so my favorite spot is Ghost Baby.
Love Ghost Baby.
It's a little sexy.
Dark.
I love the lighting. It's a great martini.
Yes.
And also I love, there's a bartender there that also sometimes goes to Goodfellas. And they are amazing. I want them to make my drink every single time, because I'm like, I know it's going to be a great drink.
Okay, well, what's their name? Because we want to hear.
I don't know.
Okay, bartender from Ghost
Yes,
Baby.
I will find out.
We're going to find their
Yes,
name.
I will.
Okay,
I will,
great.
absolutely.
I love Ghost Baby.
Me too.
And there's so many places around the city to just casually go on.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a woman, what is one thing that like a man or a woman that you're dating will like drive you crazy? Like, what's one small thing that you'll be like,
Okay, so I think I am definitely a physical touch person,
Okay.
and I love that. So I just went on a date recently where we were at the bar. It was bar seating. We went to Pep and Dolores.
love?
And he took my chair like halfway through, like my stool, and he just moved it closer to him. And I had this moment where I was just like, you want to be close to me, and you didn't have to touch me. You just pulled the stool next, like closer to you, and I was like, okay.
We love that. Yes.
Let's go.
These little things that men just don't understand.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll give men another tip. When you're walking down the street, putting your hand on a woman's lower back,
Yeah.
that will drive a woman crazy. Now,
Yes.
don't do this to be toxic, bitch.
Right.
Be
Please.
nice.
We'll both look at the camera and
Yes.
be like, listen.
But a woman loves that. A woman loves that. A woman
Yeah.
just loves being taken care of.
Yes.
In a way that is not macho man, where like,
100%. 100%. I tell my girlfriends all the time, find a man that makes you comfortable going into your femininity. Because I am a very independent woman, but I run a business during the day. I am a podcast host. I am a friend. And if I can have someone that I can call up, be like, come over for like a bottle of wine, or bring a bottle of wine over, or whatever, and you can make me feel safe enough to be like, yes, I would love for you to rub my shoulders. Yes, I
Yeah.
would love to like just cuddle on you and be safe. That is beautiful because I am turned on all day with da 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 da. And someone that can just make me relax
Yes.
and not have to take care of you because I was my ex's mother. I was his mother.
That's, That's unfortunately a lot of paths that little girls fall into.
Yeah.
Because if you think about, like, from the moment that we are born, we're watching Disney movies.
Yeah.
Where a prince is coming to save you.
Right.
And then after Disney movie, we have The Bachelor, where this man will come and like save you and be, you'll find your prince charming.
Yes. Take you on these amazing vacations and
Yeah, which there's nothing wrong with all
Right.
that romanticism and chivalry, but you just have to understand that that is not the
Right.
fairy tale life.
no.
That is not how it works.
No.
Relationships have complications, have arguments,
Yeah.
disagreements, and if you're not having them,
Yeah.
then you're probably not in love.
No. And I think I definitely was raised to be a mother. I was raised to be a wife. That was my mission. So when I got into this long-term relationship, I was like, okay, the house is always going to be clean. Dinner will always be ready by the time he gets home. It'll be hot. He had a work uniform. It was cleaned. It was folded. His socks were ready. So every morning he woke up in his uniform, he'd just pick it up and
go.
put it on.
Yeah.
And being someone that enjoys hosting, being someone that enjoys giving back, I'm very much of a caretaker. I want you to make me want to do those things. I don't want to have to do them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because no matter what, whether it's in bed or it's me, having a good time with you in general, you're going to be so much happier that I'm enjoying myself where
Yes.
I want to give back, And I think that there's this stigma with, the men working all day and everything and coming home to a warm meal, and that's so sweet. There's something so nice about that. But what are you doing for me as well,
But there is a fine line. We talked
Yeah.
about how much you and I both love hosting. Lately in my last few years, I really don't care to host.
Yeah.
I think in my earlies, it was a way of trying to have people around me.
Yes.
And trying to just showcase this wonderful friend or partner that I was.
Yeah.
And I learned in my early 30s that I'm like, wait, my friends are not here for my perfectly cooked salmon.
Yeah.
They're not here for this perfectly martini. They really couldn't give two shits if they show
Yeah.
up and I'm in sweatpants and I say, let's order Chinese.
Oh, that's so true.
And now that I am in my mid 30s, I understand that I still can host. I
Yeah.
can still throw the most fabulous dinner for you, but it comes from me wanting to do that and not me feeling that I need to do that in order to fit in,
Oh, or to perform.
to perform.
You won't be my friends, or I want to, I think that was definitely where I fit in because we had a home, and I was like, well, I want to show my friends our nice home.
Exactly.
Because everything else behind the door was crumbling, and that was making it seem normal.
Look how beautiful this couple is.
Yeah.
They have a perfect life. She's cooking. He comes home from work and everything is clean.
Yeah.
And everything seems so perfect from the outside.
Right.
But when you're not getting that 50-50 in return, then that's when any relationship goes spoiled.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, we never even fought. We didn't have these blow up arguments. It was never anything like that. It was the lack of mutual care. Where even, I didn't even want you to wine and dine me. I wanted us to just lay on the couch and watch Love Is Blind, for instance, together, But it was no way. Like he never knew that I was bisexual. I never felt comfortable enough to tell him
To
that.
share him that side of you.
He never
Does he
knew.
know now?
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
we're on
Hey.
TV.
I know he's watching what I'm doing. Let's just be real.
Last episode we got 9 million views, so I'm sure he'll see you.
Please.
Well, good. I'm glad that you're out of that, and I'm glad
Yes.
that you're finding yourself.
Yes.
And as you get older, you will find a lot more.
Yeah.
You will find a lot more that makes sense and makes you feel just you.
Yeah, I love the saying that you have not sat down at all the tables that are going to love and welcome you yet. There's something beautiful behind that because the friends group that I have now were nowhere near being in my life when I moved here, and now they're my closest and my best friends. So
I love that.
yeah.
And sometimes the tables that you're not meant to be sat are the best options in life.
Yes.
Yeah, I grew up here in Cincinnati, but I'm not really from Cincinnati. I grew up here since I was 11 years old, and
Right.
before I moved out when I was 23 years old, I always felt like I want to be seated at every table.
Yeah.
And every day I just felt like I was rejected from every table.
So real.
So coming back to Cincinnati, I'm like, well, fuck all your tables. I've made
Yeah.
my own.
Ooh.
And I don't care for any of you to sit here.
Yes.
And now you're all in line waiting to sit at my table.
Isn't
and I
that
don't
funny?
care.
Isn't that funny?
So I totally understand where you're
Yeah.
coming from. But when you just love you and understand what you bring,
Right. Ooh, knowing your own value.
yeah.
Please.
And to end this conversation about dating, I also want to tell you one thing that I've always said to myself.
Yeah.
You have never in your life loved someone unless you have had every feeling towards that person, including wanting to kill them.
I will so take that.
That is love.
I definitely loved my ex.
If you have ever just wanted to kill this person and then
Yeah.
you go and take a shower and then you come
Yeah.
out and he has popcorn in a movie and you're like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll put up with you today.
Yes.
Like that's love.
That's so true.
It doesn't matter if you just had a big blowout fight,
Yeah.
you will jump in front of a bullet for that
Right.
person.
Even platonically, even with my
Yes.
platonic friends, like I've had every emotion with a lot of my platonic friends, but it's something about coming together at the end where you realize that like this is a sisterhood for us. You know, this is definitely a like really it feels like we're siblings.
Of course, because love will always let you be who you are.
Yes.
And let you have every feeling within yourself.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I
So
love that.
Good, good. Okay, well now let's get into a few conversations about
Yes,
pop culture.
please.
I know that you are a pop culture virgin
I'm newbie.
a newbie, but don't worry.
Please educate me.
I will educate you on anything and everything. I asked you a little bit whether you were a Taylor Swift fan.
Right.
You were in betweenish.
I listened with teardrops of my guitar. Like that was my jam. I always wanted the boy with the sign across the, even though I lived in the middle of the woods. There was a cornfield in my window.
Hey, that's good.
But I was like, please be a boy out there with a sign. This is, he wants to like take me out. Her music videos were everything.
Yes. Okay, so the first story that I have is about Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And I want to get your take. It's
Yeah.
about a friendship.
Okay.
A friendship ending.
Okay.
So let me read it and then we'll get into it, okay?
I'm so good with friendship breakups.
Yes. So Taylor Swift and Blake Lively's friendship has halted. The singer wants no part in this drama. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift friendship has reached a new low point.
Yeah.
A lively legal battle against Justin Baldoni continues to heat up. Multiple sources have told People exclusively that the actress' relationship with Swift is struggling as the singer faces subpoena by Baldoni's legal team.
Ooh. Yep.
Okay. Let's break it all down. So let me give you a little rundown of what's happening with Taylor Swift and Blake
Yes.
Lively. So Blake Lively, BFF with Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I mean, in fact, Blake Lively's babies are on an album.
They're in, yes.
Reputation.
I did know that.
Yes. Best friends. I mean, there's a song that has all three of their kids'
Yeah.
name, their BFF. Taylor Swift had her at the Super Bowl.
Yep, I did see that.
And then she gets into this legal battle with Justin Baldoni.
Right, it ends with us, right? With the right.
Yes. And Taylor Swift said, keep me out of this.
Right.
Now, allegedly, Taylor Swift, Blake Lively's team sent Taylor Swift a message saying, hey, if you don't step up and you do not make a comment addressing the situation in favor of Blake Lively, we are going to release all of the text messages between you and Blake.
It's giving blackmail. It's giving blackmail. What are we doing?
It's full on giving blackmail. Now, one thing, whether you're a Swiftie or not,
Right.
you know that one thing that Taylor Swift appreciates is privacy
Yes.
and for you to be loyal.
Right.
So
100%.
I don't agree. I don't believe that Taylor Swift and Blake Lively will ever be friends.
No.
She's done with that relationship.
Right.
But what do you think? Should a friend come up and help Blake? Like, if you were Taylor Swift, would you come in and jump into the situation?
I feel like because of what's going on in those text messages, whether it was, because there's also the whole other side of, is Blake being truthful with what happened? Is she not? We don't know. So if Taylor was aware that maybe some things were fabricated, I could see why they would be like, hey, we're going to release all of this. I think that Taylor, as a friend, I think that she's doing the right thing for her, because why would you, that's not a friend at the end of the day. You know, it's not a friend for you to say, for your team even to be like, hey, we're going to do this if you don't do X, Y, and Z.
Agreed.
I don't think that's a real friend, you know?
That's a very good topic.
Just sad.
That's a very good point that you bring up. Like, a friend would never put you against the wall and be like, are you doing this? Or I'm going to call you out on it.
Yeah. Especially with it being somebody who's so serious.
Yeah.
As a woman, that's so serious.
And Taylor Swift, she has been through it.
Yeah.
We remember the whole situation with Kanye. She has been through it, and she's like, I don't want anything to do with this.
Right, and she knows that trauma.
She knows it. I also believe that as friends, girl, I'm going to support you.
Yeah.
You go through a battle, I'll be right here with you. But don't expect me to fight your own battle.
Absolutely. Ooh, that's tea right there.
That's no. No. I'll come and bring a bottle of wine with you.
Absolutely.
Now, if I feel like this is like, oh, I'm the only one who has an answer to this, I'll jump in.
Yeah.
But it sounds like Taylor doesn't even have the answer.
No.
So why should I get my hands dirty on this?
Right. Yeah. She's always been so, like you said, private. And for this to be something that would be so public. And so, I mean, Blake has been in the media. I mean, I have my own opinions about her. But, you know, it's just an interesting dynamic. And I think it is kind of funny that they would be friends because of how I've seen Blake act, at least, you know, on certain things. I feel like maybe Taylor is also realizing, like, oh, you know, you maybe weren't as good as a friend as what I thought that you were. We all have those moments. I just lost a best friend of years, you know, because of how she treated men, of all things, which is crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
She probably treated them too good.
No, it was weird.
Really? Yeah, French. And one quote I want to say from Taylor said that all of my enemies have started as friends.
That's so true.
And I think Blake she was girl bossing too close to the sun.
Yeah.
She thought Taylor, the Swifties, and the $1.8 billion empire was going to come supporting her.
Right.
And Taylor was like, girl,
sorry.
But I do want to come back and tell you one positive thing.
Yes, please. I'm so ready.
Okay. This is such a nasty take from a gay man. I'm just gonna go.
I'm so ready.
I'm just gonna go. There are only 2 albums that she has not released. One is Taylor Swift debut.
Okay.
Taylor's version, and the other one is Reputation. Now, Reputation, like I said, she has a song where one of Blake's baby does like the introduction, like gorgeous, and the baby just says gorgeous.
That's cute.
Right. Yeah. So there are rumors that Reputation was supposed to be released back in February, but because of the baby scandal, and she's like, well, I can't use the baby anymore. Let's postpone it. Now, I don't want Taylor Swift to go through anything negative because I love her. I really do. As a person, I love Taylor Allison Swift. Her little hunchback.
The middle name and everything. I love.
Her and I are this close. I mean, hello.
You're besties.
We're besties. Miss Allison and I are this close.
That's so sweet.
But I just hope it gets nastier, and then she gives us Reputation. And Reputation is going to be nasty.
The receipts.
Oh.
All of the receipts, just...
Please. I want her to switch the baby to someone like maybe, I don't know, like Beyonce's baby.
Oh, that would be huge.
Yeah.
That would be huge.
I also kind of...
Justin's kids?
You know, like, I also even want, like, Blake Lively to, like, go and hang out with Kim.
Yeah.
Like, I just want a picture of Kim.
You're like, I want all the drama right here, right now.
I'm evil. I want Blake Lively to fully turn on Taylor and go hang out with the Kardashians.
Yes.
See,
literally.
live audience are saying, see, clap if you agree.
I agree.
Clap if you agree. I want this to get so nasty where Taylor just drops the nastiest Reputation Taylor album.
Yeah. And then walk away perfectly perfect because that's just who she is.
Yes.
You know, and you know that it wouldn't go unprovoked.
No. And let's be real. 9.9 out of 10 people are going to take Taylor's side.
Oh, 100%.
So,
yeah, Blake has absolutely kind of destroyed her image. You know, I was a big stan for her. And I think and I've just kind of... I don't know. I get a lot of mean girl energy, and that's really upsetting because I liked her, you know.
I always liked her, but the thing about it is I never watched Gossip Girl.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. That's surprising.
I know. I tried watching it, but I think it was a little too late.
Yeah, it's very much teeny, like,
Yeah. And I feel like it's like loving Sarah Jessica Parker or not liking Sarah Jessica Parker without watching Sex and the City.
So true.
You're like, who is this blonde white woman with
so
good
true.
fashion acting a fool?
Absolutely.
So I feel like that is Blake Lively. I've never really been a huge fan of Blake Lively.
Yeah.
I've never been a hater.
Yeah.
I always liked her. But I'm going to be on Taylor's
I mean,
side.
yeah. Can I give a hot take?
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Yes. The question is yes. The answer is how.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get so much. I'm gonna get canceled for this one.
No, please.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Justin gives me the absolute creep, like the creeps. Something about him, I want to love him.
Yeah.
His interviews, he legitimately like gives me the ickies.
The ick.
The ickies, and he's too performative. He's disingenuous, and I want to love him because I love Jane the Virgin. Love Jane the Virgin.
Yes. Don't we all?
And then I see his interviews, and I'm like, I want to believe you that you're this like feminist, great man, but there's something about him that's not right. Now that doesn't mean that I think that the
Blake
rumors are
Lively's
true.
right. Yeah.
100%. But there's something about him. I can't do it.
There can be two truths.
Right.
Yes.
I can't do it. I don't know what it is. Well, my friends love him.
Well, I think it's going to be a matter of time.
Yeah.
Because the cream always rises to the top. And if we're seeing the cream rising to the
Yeah.
top with Blake Lively,
Yeah.
if this is not something genuine, then it'll come out.
Absolutely.
It'll
Absolutely,
come out.
100%. But I want to love him because I really love what he stands for. I think that he has got a beautiful story, and I've listened to some of his podcasts and everything, and like there's something about that man that is not right.
We'll find out. The
Just
truth
mark
will
that down.
always come. The truth will always come. Okay, I want to get into another story that's so exciting. And I
Yes.
know you love this woman just as much as I do. Because Lady Gaga is now an Emmy winner.
Yes.
Yes, she is so close to being an EGOT.
Yes.
Now, for those of you who don't know what an EGOT is, an EGOT winner is someone who has had the four most, what's the word?
Yeah, like Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and
Tony. So once you have all those four, then you will be considered an EGOT winner. I believe there are only like 19 to 20 people
Yeah.
on that list.
Yeah.
But let me tell you the story and then we'll get into
Please.
it, okay? So on Tuesday, May 20th, it was announced that the 38-year-old entertainer won the award for Outstanding Music Direction at the 2025 Sports Emmy Award. She won the award for her performance of her Top Gun Maverick song, Hold My Hand, at the 2025 Super Bowl earlier this year. With this win, Gaga is now just won an award away from achieving EGOT status. If you were unaware, EGOT status is when an individual has won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
Ooh.
Oh my God, you know that I'm also very close to that, right?
Ooh, tell me.
I have 4 left.
I can't stand you.
I can't
I'm out.
wait. I can't wait.
That's so cute.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just as close as Jennifer Lopez.
Oh my gosh, you have to say, oh, are you kidding me?
I'm
Please.
just as close as J-Lo. So makes me feel
I love
good.
J.Lo.
So Miss Gaga winning an Emmy,
Yeah.
which is huge.
Right?
So now she has an EGOT. So all she's missing is a Tony.
Oh.
But I have a hot take.
Okay.
Gaga does not give a fuck about her Oscar
She does not.
because it was not a movie Oscar.
Oh.
Gaga is not going to give a fuck about that Emmy
So true.
because it was her music.
Right.
She wants an Oscar because of her acting.
That makes sense.
And she wants an Emmy because of acting.
Yeah.
Like she'll take it. She's happy.
Of course.
But she wants an Oscar for acting so bad. Otherwise, she
Yeah.
would not have done
Right.
this last raggedy movie. I never watched it. Did you? Yeah,
neither.
sorry, mother.
I know.
I know. Her and I are like besties.
She's trying.
She's trying. But regardless,
Right.
Gaga, we support her.
Yeah.
Gaga's my number
Absolutely.
one.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
that, like, too, she has such the following behind her is incredible, right? So, like, she's also doing it for her, and I think that that's really special. She knows that, like, it's appreciated by the followers, of course,
Oh.
but for her to have the mentality that it's, she's got to do it for her.
The Little Monsters just adore Lady
my
Gaga.
gosh,
We would do
yes.
anything for that woman.
Yes.
And that woman would do anything for us.
Oh my gosh, the meat suit, we were like, yes, queen. Freaking
Yes.
do that.
Yes.
Do it, and we love it.
We love
Who
it.
else would step out in one and we would be like, yes, beautiful, love it,
Never.
mwah.
Never. She changed pop music.
Yes.
She changed pop culture.
100%.
She changed performance art. She's that girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of the meat dress, let me plug in something.
Yes.
I know you have an event on June 7th.
I do.
Yes, which I would love, love, love to make it. But the Culture Clash and a few friends of mine, we're having a little party called Gay Icons.
Yes.
I'm sure that you've heard about it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's a costume party, essentially. And you just come and dress as your favorite gay icon.
Do I change my party to like the 6th?
You could also...
Like, do I?
I mean, if you're on the 6th...
Like, do I?
Screw the Reds game. I'll come.
Like, come on.
You will be such a... Like, Sabrina.
Oh, I did that for Halloween.
Yeah.
I did. I was Sabrina for Halloween.
Last year, we had a Sabrina, and she was 7 feet tall, so...
I would bow.
I think this time...
I would bow.
Chef kiss if you were a Sabrina. But everyone at home who's a little bit like, oh, I don't have a costume.
Yeah.
Girl, just put on a wig and come out.
Oh, please.
In fact, I'm going to be like sharing some Instagram ideas that doesn't require a lot of time and effort. And you can go to a thrift store or Amazon.com, not to support that billionaire, but if you had to, you do you. But you can come up with an outfit very easily. Like, do not get discouraged by this elaborate costumes. It is just a party where we just all get to have fun and we get to celebrate being gay.
Pinterest, bitch.
Yes.
Pinterest it.
Yes.
We love it.
Yes. So June 7th, we're going to link the link below so that you can purchase your tickets so that way you can join us on June 7th. And if you really don't want to be there on June 7th, we also have another party. Tell us about it.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be a little rooftop cocktail night, a couple of hours, some good music, some great food by, it's a really actually up and coming Cincinnati brand, and it's Board Appetit, and it's charcuterie, but like the sexiest charcuterie you've ever seen in your life. Like, come on, it's beautiful. So just a little wine, well, actually cocktail and bites moment with also I'm going to have like a tarot card reader there. I'm all into the woo-woo. So like come and get your love cards read and all that fun stuff. And it's flirtini night. So like if you see someone that's hot, go flirt with them,
Listen, I'm gonna have to ask my manager for a 30-minute break. I'm gonna go get my cards read at Flirtini, and if I don't come back,
yes, absolutely.
That Flirtini got me somewhere.
Oh, you don't even know. I'm ready for this guest list.
Sweet.
Yes.
Well, I can't wait. If you cannot make it to Gay Icons, there is room for everyone, and there are so many things in the city to do.
Right.
I love that we are doing all of this, and that there's so many events in Cincinnati that we can attend, meet hot boys and girls and everything in between.
Oh,
if you're not into it, you can put on a wig and come to Gay Icons.
Please.
I love that.
Bring your wig, get it like a martini, get all like nice and, funned up, bring your wig in your bag, and then go.
Or put on your wig and come to the party.
Absolutely.
We love all that.
Are you kidding me?
Perfect.
Let's go.
There you go. So June 7th, you have an entire Saturday planned out. Go to the Flirtini party and then come to Gay Icons. We're going to have a fabulous, fabulous day. And then also another event that I want to talk to you about is a drag brunch that May 31st, Melatonin is hosting.
Fun.
DJ Boywife is going to be DJing.
Oh, we love Shane. Oh my gosh. Oh, we went. Okay, I have to say something really quick. We went to Alice and we follow each other. And Shane opened the door for me and I was like, "Hey, it's Sex and Cincy." He was like, "Oh my god." And he goes, he said, "Your eyes are so beautiful." I could have melted. I was like, "My life is done." I'm like, "I'm so good. Like, I can die now." Shane thinks I have pretty eyes.
He is the best. Really, really the best. He's going to be at Melatonin on Saturday the 31st for a gay brunch, drag brunch. So we'll link the link below as well so that you can purchase tickets, you can purchase a table, and kind of have fun with the drag queens.
Please.
Come support DJ Boywife. Come support all your local drag queens.
Yes.
Put on a pretty outfit. Every single time someone is like, "Oh, Cincinnati is not cool enough."
Please.
Girl, there are so many events.
Oh my gosh.
Throw on an outfit and come and join us.
I want a queen on my podcast so bad.
You just let us know who you want.
I want one so bad. So manifesting.
I'll put on a wig and come.
Let's go.
Yes, love. Okay, so Lady Gaga, so close to an EGOT. I cannot wait to see her in concert. Tickets are so expensive, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen. All right, one last thing that I want to talk to you about, because my producer is like, "We're running out of time." real quick. Justin Bieber posting that comment about Hailey Bieber's vote.
Yeah. Okay, so what did the comment say?
Okay, let me put.
Yeah, please.
Because I hate men, and I'm not even.
With him?
I am not even a Hailey Bieber fan, but I'm just like, way to take the spotlight from your wife.
And the wife that just had your baby.
Yes.
And then you're posting these little boy, whatever, TikTok reels. I don't understand what we're doing.
So the story was that Hailey Bieber was on the cover of Vogue. And
Beautiful.
And then I asked myself why, but okay. She's pretty.
She's not very relevant. Let's be real.
She's Justin Bieber's wife. Yeah. Whatever. I was like, okay. On the cover, July cover, blah, 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 blah. But
Selena fan, sorry.
Yeah, same. Well, I'm not a Selena fan, but we can talk about Selena. But, and then she posted it all excited about it. And then Justin Bieber essentially posted a story on his Instagram saying like, I'm so happy for my wife, blah, 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 blah. There was this one time her and I got into a fight and I yelled at her, you'll never be on the cover of Vogue. I was sadly mistaken.
Let's just be like, wait, the light's not,
I was just like,
what are we doing?
if I was, girls, leave your man if he does shit like this.
Please.
Just seeing that, like I said, I am not a Hailey fan, but that just broke my heart. You just got the cover of Vogue.
Yeah.
And then your husband posts this?
And who wants your business out there for the billions of people?
Billions.
Why would you want the world knowing that your husband had the audacity to say something like that in the first place?
To question your talent, your ability to be on the cover of Vogue, and to bring it up in such a happy moment.
That is a I made you moment right there.
Yes.
It's like that he's uttered those words, that you are something because of me.
Yes. It reminds me, and you can talk trash about Kanye so much.
Right.
But that reminds me so much when Kanye and Kim were on the cover of Vogue. And Kim was always like, he's always been so supportive of me. When I told him that my publicist told me I would never be on the cover of Vogue, Kanye was like, oh, you can be on the cover of Vogue.
Yeah.
Don't date anyone like Kanye either. But I'm just saying.
It's giving Kanye.
It's giving. But also, again, I'm not condoning what Justin Bieber did to his wife. But
of course.
Justin has been through a lot.
He has. I am worried about him.
I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
And with everything that we're finding out about Diddy and the whole situation in the music industry.
Oh my gosh. I was in LA circa 2016. I was at Voda Spa, which is my brother is like he's a celebrity for those that know minimalism. So like he's part of this club. So a lot of celebrities go there. I'm in the sauna, and it's one of those saunas that's like really, really hot before you go into a cold plunge. So like I'm just trying to not die.
Yeah.
And my roommate's with me, and these 3 people walk in, and she's elbowing me in the side. I am like, girl. I'm like, what is happening? And I look up. It's Usher's ex-wife, wife at the time, and Justin in the sauna with me, and I'm in a bikini, and I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me?
Wait.
Yeah, it was insane. It was actually insane.
Okay. My person can fuck off. We are going. I don't care. We are going into this. I want to hear. Okay,
Yes.
So you're there with your girl.
Yes.
These 3 people walk in. It's Justin Bieber, Usher, and his wife.
Yes.
What was the dynamic like?
So they sit in the corner, so I'm probably from me to there's a bookcase behind you.
Okay.
Probably right around there. And I'm sitting there, you have to stay in the sauna for 3 minutes, right? So we just walked in, and 1 minute feels like an eternity. So I am just trying to compose myself. Then that happens. There was nothing working.
No.
I couldn't breathe. It was nothing. And so now, looking back at it though, I'm like, he was probably being diddied at that time.
He was 16.
He was 16.
He was really cute
It was
back then.
crazy.
Great body, tatted but not too much, not balding.
Beautiful.
Were they interacting?
Yes.
Were they talking?
The wife was almost kind of seemed a little bit pissed, and I just remember thinking that she looked really mad. But my brother, being who he is, who is such a bro, was like, "Hey guys, how are you doing?" And they're like, "Oh, we're doing good," But they definitely kept to themselves. But they probably had some conversation. Honestly, I don't really remember. I was looking at Justin Bieber and Usher, who please, I'm an Usher girly from being little, right? So in my mind, I loved him at that time.
And they were shirtless.
Yes. Honey.
Right? Yes.
Please.
Wow.
I know. So I just remember getting out, and I was thinking okay, they're gonna go to the cold plunge with us because that's the steps that you do. They ended up not doing the cold plunge, they did the cold showers and everything, but then they laid out literally in the same chairs as us to hang out, and I was just like, I am next to Justin Bieber. This is crazy.
Wow. And to not even know that like all of that was going through.
Oh no, and that's what I think about. Where I'm like, oh my gosh, like why was he there? Number one with like him and his wife. Like it's just kind of weird thinking about it now. But I mean,
I'm also convinced, allegedly, that Usher allegedly, because I don't want to get a lawsuit. Usher had something to do with it.
oh yeah, I think so.
And I also was watching this thing on TikTok that have you noticed how every single successful black man always gets a light-skinned woman who never goes on any interviews. You don't know them.
Wow.
Usher's wife,
Jada.
What's his name?
Wow.
Oh my God, from Family Feud.
Oh, yeah,
Steve Harvey. Short guy, comedian.
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Kevin
I
Hart.
don't even know who their wives are, Steve Harvey and Kevin.
Well, if you look them up, they are all either white women, mixed women, who never are on the spotlight. Wow. There is something really dark in
They
that.
don't talk.
They don't talk.
They don't talk.
And apparently they're just a price
Yes.
to make Hollywood, allegedly. If there's one thing Wendy Williams taught me is to say allegedly.
Oh, Wendy is back too. Did
I
you
love
see
Wendy.
that? I love Wendy.
Wendy,
Oh, I love Wendy.
and I know that this is not far, but one day Wendy and I will be sitting next to each other.
100%. Oh, I'm going to manifest that for you.
Yeah,
I'm going to manifest that.
I have no doubt that
Woo-woo
one day
bitch.
we're going to be talking so
You don't
much.
need my manifestation. It's going to happen.
You know, I really am the queen of manifesting.
Yes. Oh.
Everything, like seriously.
Yeah. Oh, manifesting is so real.
So real.
It's so real. Like
So
I'm telling you, if you want something, look up manifestation. I'm telling you, it is so real.
Remember, your
Yes.
delusion is your reality.
Oh, and that is a circle, baby.
Yes. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much. I could literally go on for hours talking to
Literally.
you. I love this so much. But my manager is literally telling me like, wrap it up, girl.
We're besties. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they're like, wrap it up. We got places to be. But oh my God, Lolli, thank you so much for coming onto the show. For everyone at home, please go follow Sex and the Cincy. They are on Instagram. Please give us all of your information.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sat Cincy with a Y, SATCINCY. Yeah, follow me, and it's a good time. Even if like podcasts aren't your thing, I like to tell people I am your best friend. That like if you just want that advice, you want to send me a question, you're like, girl, what do I do? I'm there to help you. You don't have to like podcast. We're just chatting.
And sometimes all the help that you need is to listen to someone going through something going through something similar,
Oh, yeah.
or something completely different to get your
Yeah.
mind off of life.
Absolutely. I like to be the big sis, you know?
There you go. Or little, because I'm young.
I know, me too.
There you go. So please make sure you guys are following her on Instagram and listening to her podcast. Make sure that you guys are following us on our Instagram, theculture_clash, as well as our TikTok and our personal accounts. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I hope you guys are fully recovered from Cowboy Carter. I am not, but I'll get there.
I can't even tell.
It's rough. I'm sweating. And it's Friday already. Imagine, it's already been a week, but it was worth it. Thank you so much. Lolli, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week. Take care. That was so good.
I forgot we were recording.
Right?
I'm like, we're just having cocktails.
I'm like, listen, we're going over this. I was like, oh no, we're...
Oh, I could go on for hours about Wendy, please.